Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality of the motherfucking couch. Anyway, this week we continue Dinosaur 2 with the Dinosaur Project. No, that's not being redundant, but the title of a 2012 science fiction movie written and directed by Sid Bennett, known mostly for his work in TV documentaries such as Seconds from Disaster and I Shouldn't Be Alive, but also the writer of things like Mermaids, the Body Found. This movie is set up kind of like a documentary, with an expedition going deep into the jungle to discover things never yet seen before. And I'm starting to wonder if this actually was a History Channel project, but by the end of production they just decided, you know, fuck it, this is actually too outlandish, let's admit it's fiction. Despite this possibility, the film does look promising, filmed on location in South Africa, meaning it doesn't look at all like the Congo it's supposed to be, but on the plus side, it looks fuck tons better than a Corman production taking place entirely in a warehouse. The best way to explain how the setting holds up is to see for yourself, so let's take a look at the Dinosaur Project and see just what it has in store. It's goddamn found footage film. No. No. No! 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 Sorry, I just... paranormal activity, alien origin, you know. Bullshit! The point is, the movie opens with them finding the backpack full of found footage, which, as luck would have it, they happen to film as well. Also, fuck any of that footage just yet, we gotta get generic newsreels to set up the plot.
Now, meet Mokele-Mbembe, Africa's very own mythical monster.
There's a bunch of people missing out in the Congo, and we just found their tapes, but fuck all that. Let's talk about cryptozoology. It's close enough to a search party. If any of you are familiar with the legend of Mokele-Mbembe, you probably are already screaming right now, as what they're showing us here looks nothing at fucking all like what the legends describe.
Plesiosaur, a prehistoric marine reptile that died out with the dinosaurs.
Bull fucking shit, that's what Mokele-Mbembe is. There are two major theories as to what the creature is. A sauropod, such as a brachiosaur or diplodocus, or a rhinoceros. There's only one source I was able to find after hours of searching online to try and figure out who the fuck is saying Mokele-Mbembe is a plesiosaur. It's this fucking movie! Also, right off the bat, I'm wondering what the hell angle they're working on from the 100+ hours of found footage, because if that's the case, then whoever edited this quote-unquote true story really fucking sucks at making coherent, clean cuts.
Although dismissed by many as scientific...
Originally reported by missionaries more than 100 years ago, has met with mixed success in recent...
If there are any shy dinosaurs lurking out there...
Moments you don't expect. Those are the ones that are often the most useful.
Where did Dad get this camera?
Seriously, you're telling us there were 100 hours that you found and you had to pick the 80 best minutes out of that, and for some reason you just couldn't bear to part with, oh gee, this is so weird, how do cameras work again? Point is, this awkwardly introduces us to the cryptozoologist adventurer Jonathan Marchant's son, Luke Marchant, played by Matt Cain, establishing important things being brought on the expedition.
Underpants to tell dinos not to mess with you. Lovely. Of course, the famous hat.
Also of note, as they constantly reference it in this movie, Luke is evidently 15 years old. Your bullshit detectors are going off now because Matt Cain was 20-fucking-1 at the time of filming.
Video sat phone. 1080p res.
Second bullshit detector, that's obviously a fucking BlackBerry. How many BlackBerry phones do you know of with 1080p screens? Least of all in 2012. His itemizing is cut short, though, when Daddy comes home, played by Richard Dillane. He's not pleased with Luke rummaging through his rucksack, but takes the time to exposit what really upsets him is that Luke has to tag along to Africa as he was expelled from school because the headmaster was a pervert.
You put it on the internet, Luke.
Okay, I'm still questioning. Hundreds of hours of dinosaur footage and pervert in lingerie makes it into the movie, but still, wouldn't this also mean that Luke was definitely in the right? But every dangerous trip into the Congo requires at least one blonde woman, so that brings us Liz Draper, played by Natasha Loring, and the introduction of her character traits.
Luke? Something on? No?
I'm really looking forward to that.
Red light's on.
If it's more important than Mokele-Mbembe, it's good enough for me. There's also their sound guy, Pete Van Ard, played by Andre Weiderman, and Dave Moore, the camera guy, being filmed by... don't ask questions now, played by Stephen Jennings. After they take more time to establish their magical wireless 1080p GoPro cameras of the future, and again point out that Luke isn't supposed to be on this expedition, we move on to introducing more characters.
Okay, sound's running. Can you introduce yourself, please?
We've got a bogey.
Oyo, yangonde na lingi kwaswa. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Do that again.
Of course.
Okay, thanks.
Prehistoric monsters.
Enough with the shitty editing, it doesn't make it come off as authentic, it just makes it feel like you don't fucking care. Scene's help of our big world-renowned adventurer, Charlie Rutherford, played by Peter Brook.
I organized the sponsorship, and Jonathan's always been the one in the public eye. He definitely preferred otherwise, but I suppose that's what you get for being the best at what you do.
So he's sort of like my co-writer Cody, except he doesn't go around screaming donkey balls to everyone. Without further ado, the adventure begins. Taking off in a helicopter, they pass the time by pointing cameras at cameras for a while, and go into details of the specific creature they're tracking.
It's within the realms of possibility that Mokele-Mbembe is distantly descended from one of these animals.
Unless it's just a myth, of course.
Or if you got everything completely fucking wrong and it's a sauropod. Or a rhino. Now come to think of it, that would be some shit if you got all the way there and find out it actually is a rhino. But of course, who would happen to stow away in the cargo hold while no one was looking? Surprising, considering there's cameras everywhere. But Luke, the only 15-year-old who can drink.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer we'll...
What was that?
That's my boy about to get his ass kicked! Or he's just upset that Luke wasn't following proper safety precautions.
What if the helicopter had got into trouble? You weren't even strapped in!
Well, if the helicopter had crashed, then we'd all be dead.
That's not the point!
The point is, he might get in trouble for shipping his kid in the cargo hold, tempting as it might be. He immediately asks that they turn the helicopter around and get Luke back to where he's supposed to be, but unfortunately they've already passed the point of no return and don't have enough fuel to do that. Thus, he has to stay with them at least until they reach their destination. But then, something peculiar takes to the sky.
They don't fly like birds. Amara, what kind of birds are they?
Oh, they're not birds, but what kind of birds are they? Fucking kill these bastards. The inexplicably suicidal pterosaurs managed to kill the pilot without damaging the helicopter all that much. Unfortunately, as the pilot is dead, that still results in everyone crashing down into the jungle below. Aside from, again, hundreds of hours of footage, and you show us glitches and nothing, but you mean to tell me that with all of the fucking cameras on board, none of them were working at that moment? Guess so. Fuck this shit, I'm getting a sandwich. Oh, wait, the movie's back. Turns out they survived the crash, but oh no, the fuel line has been cut. Therefore, they have to run like hell from a huge explosion.
Look, get clear!
Cool guys don't look at explosions. Haven't I told you this already?
Hey, someone just died back there. Turn that thing off.
For fuck's sake, movie, do I even need to watch it, or is it just going to be a montage of cameras being turned off? We come back to everyone arguing over what the hell took out their helicopter.
What were they then?
They're a jungle waterfowl with 15-foot wingspans. Planes get taken down all the time. Okay?
You know what's really great? He's not the character who's supposed to be hiding things from the group. I guess they forgot that when writing some of his lines. What fucked up their day isn't quite as important as the fact that everything is royally fucked up. So, following their guide Amara, they head towards the river in search of a local village. They do manage to get there, but it looks like no one's home.
What is it?
Nothing. Nothing.
She's the one keeping secrets from the group. And she is able to because everyone is too stupid to realize that broken cage covered in blood is a little more than nothing. Thing is, they don't have much time until the sun goes down, so it's decided they should find the hut that stinks the least and make camp. No reason to not be prepared, though, so Luke, using his patented computer wizardry, sets up a security camera. Oh, son of a bitch, not again! As usual, Jonathan is very angry to see his son is doing anything whatsoever, but Liz convinces him that security cameras are a good idea. This conversation continues inside as the team discusses how fucked they are thanks to all the radio equipment blowing up in the helicopter. To make matters worse, the satellite phone they brought is also fried, because reasons.
Why don't you give it to Luke? He knows more about that stuff than any of us.
Fucking Homo erectus knows more about technology than any of you dipshits. Point is, Luke is tasked with fixing the sat phone and keeping his mouth shut, while Jonathan says it's no problem. They'll either get rescued, or Amara will lead them out of there. No problem, let's just go to sleep. But wouldn't you know it, the night vision security camera they spent so long establishing happened to come in handy immediately, as the village is swarmed with winged carnivorous beasts. Wait a minute, who's filming Luke from that angle? Do you even found footage, bro? Fortunately, these are the kind of predators that have noses but no sense of smell, and thus can't find our group as long as they stay quiet. Still, they should be fine as long as they don't panic. Still just one giant bat in there. You got your whole group. You should be able to take it. Now, why do that when they can instead rush out into the dark of night and out in the open, surrounded by dozens of flying carnivores, screaming and flailing their arms like ninnies? This somehow doesn't work, as Liz is taken out by the creatures. But fear not, they are right next to the river, so everyone rushes over to the convenient boats that are waiting for them and easily escape their pursuers. Yeah, watercraft! That'll stop the flying predators.
Charlie reckons the things that attacked us might actually be some sort of dinosaur.
They were mammals. Mammalia. You know, live birth and lactation, that sort of thing? For fuck's sake! You think that pterosaurs are birds, bats are dinosaurs, and Mokele-Mbembe is a fucking plesiosaur. Which you're probably also going to call a dinosaur. This scene allows Luke to exposit a bit about how he doesn't like his daddy, as the man never speaks to him, even when he stows away in their extremely dangerous expedition into the South African Congo with bad dinosaurs. But it's okay, because Charlie's here to be the parent Jonathan isn't. We don't get far, though, before the boats are suddenly thrown about by a mysterious force under the water. Jeez, the movie's half over. You'd think the editors would have gotten the hang of it by now.
Can you describe what we saw in the water?
Why?
What was out there?
There's nothing out there, was there?
You are the big cryptozoological adventure character. You know, that's typical Sasquatch behavior. That guy? Amara is the one trying to cover shit up. Nah, let's forget about that and have Amara spout a fuck ton of exposition about the secrets she's trying to keep. These creatures are out there, don't you know? And they knew about them, but haven't heard about them being so aggressive before. There also happens to be a gateway of sorts that leads directly into the hidden valley where the dinosaurs and ranch dressing live in peace. At least, that's the theory.
What's on the other side?
A lot of men from the villages have gone to find out. None of them have come back. Not one.
So either these guys really love their ranch dressing, or these dinosaurs aren't nearly as peaceful as she says they always are. Great guide you got there. The question of if they'll find any more dinosaurs on their journey is answered very quickly, as a few show up, though I'm not sure exactly what species.
What of the photo? The Ceratosaurus, huh?
Asshole thesaurus? It's close enough. Despite them doing the neck frill thing, I can point out that this is not supposed to be a Dilophosaurus, which is fortunate because there is no proof Dilos had neck frills or venom, but they did have crests that are decidedly missing from this creature. While it appears carnivorous, they also happen to love Skittles, despite what it does to their stomach. And yeah, that is just spit. They're not trying to say the asshole thesaurus was venomous. They're already confusing enough people with the Jurassic Park frill. The fun with baby dinosaurs lasts until the morning, where we learn that Luke has named the little barfing asshole thesaurus.
I'm calling him Krypto.
After cryptozoology, the study of hidden animals, so the dinosaur that you just found is named Hidden. Yeah. Along with Charlie's help, Luke manages to get a GoPro magical HD camcorder on Krypto's neck, which has a range of up to 2 miles. This, he hopes, will give him insight as to where the creatures live, as they clearly don't nest on that small island.
What happened?
I think the wireless must have just cut out in that cage.
Oh, come on! I thought you said this thing worked!
All right, Charlie.
Up to 2 miles. Which it did. Who stuck the Microraptor up your ass? Charlie insists they follow, but Jonathan is far more interested in getting the team back to civilization, reorganizing, and then going in to make the discoveries.
I've already lost 2 people on this trek. I have a 15-year-old boy to look after,
Okay,
a rookie. I have to teach him everything.
That's why you don't want to go.
Wait your turn.
That's why
Charlie,
you don't want to go. I'm not good enough to go with you.
Come on, Dad, I've been 15 for 6 years now. When are you going to admit that I'm old enough to drive? As Jonathan is ahead of the expedition, his word is final, and it's safety over discovery. Charlie makes it very clear that he is on Luke's side on this one, but that doesn't score him any points with the man's father. Thing is, as they continue downstream, they just so happen to get back into range of Krypto's GoPro. This gives us a continued first-person dinosaur adventure, up until Krypto managed to get the camcorder collar off, right at his nesting area.
I should tell Dad.
No. What do you think your dad would do if we told him about this right now?
I don't know. It's kind of up in the air between organizing a team to go on an adventure and make discoveries, running away to safety, or saying that Krypto's actually a hyena. Charlie convinces Luke that the best course of action would be for the 2 of them to make the big discovery, and then let Jonathan know, because after all, his seething rage would be diluted by how proud he'd be of his I swear I'm really 15-year-old son. As luck would have it, the river happens to get very rapid at this point, which allows Charlie and Luke to break the rope connecting the 2 boats and slip to the side into the convenient gateway-shaped gateway towards the Dinosaur's Valley.
Maybe we should just come back with a rescue team. With a chopper.
Jeez. I'm not leaving you.
I hate flying, I hate water, I hate man-eating beasts, but most of all, I hate consistency. So they turn the boat around and head back towards Luke and Charlie. It actually takes them around 2 minutes before they meet back up with each other on top of it. Don't worry about them not discovering anything as a result, though. Remember that whole reason they came out here, Mokele-Mbembe? They like to hang out by the gateway to greet tourists.
Be careful, Dave. Are you sure this isn't the nasty one?
May I ask why Dave carries around that big fucking camera when it has exactly the same visual quality as the magical wireless GoPros? But there is a slight problem. There's shit to worry about aside from Mokele-Mbembe. And not just Jonathan having another brain fart and saying the thing's a rhino or something. After the group is attacked by the carnivorous swamp gas, Charlie and Luke wind up still together but separated from the rest of the group. Again. But hey, Charlie seems to know what he's doing. Rather feverishly, in fact.
Where are we going? We need to get this thing working, okay?
How much faith do you have in this kid? He's been working on the damn thing since you got here with the magical tools that somehow survived the crash, and still no dice. And you just washed up on shore after being attacked by the fuck-you-a-saur. How quickly do you think he's gonna get the thing up and running? Pretty much immediately.
Yes! Yes! I fixed it! Charlie?
Okay, balls!
I found it.
Dear, it's real. Whole goddamn lake full of ranch dressing! Or rather, he's found a hole in the ground. But he is happy that Luke got the phone fixed.
Good job, fella.
Charlie!
We swear we found this footage. Look at all the footage we found. It's completely black. It's amazing, isn't it? Back with the rest of the team, though, it seems they managed to keep together as well. This is when it's revealed in a not at all shocking twist that Amara wasn't supposed to guide them, but keep them out.
You were never meant to come here. I was just supposed to take you to a safe piece of jungle, let you do your filming, and fly you back home.
But then you started saying that pteranodons were birds and we got shipwrecked by fucking nothing, so I figured you weren't going to find anything, even if it is 30 feet tall. But what's this? Luke survived, and even meets back up with Krypto, who tries to lead him to safety. Unfortunately, Luke is shit at recognizing warning signals and goes towards the obvious danger, running back into the giant fucking bats from earlier. Soon he gets surrounded, and all hope seems lost. But wait! Boom mic visible. Not to fear, for the last disposable character, Pete, has come to save the day with his very fuzzy war maul. This obviously leads to his death, but no bother, we move right along to Luke meeting back up with Jonathan. First thing Luke tells him is that Charlie is out of his mind and trying to kill them. Still, they can't find him, so it's probably okay.
Whoa, what was that?
How is the visual quality of the cameras this good, yet they still can't hold a signal worth shit? No surprise, it's Charlie and the Crazy Factory come to end this, with Jonathan hanging on for dear life, but the only person around to help is his incredibly tall and strong-looking 15-year-old son who can't possibly pull him up. There is only one choice. That reminds me, what happened to Marmara? I mean, she was there for like the whole movie and then was like, boom, ulterior motives, and then left. We didn't see her die or anything, she's just gone. What's up with that? This leaves only Luke and Charlie as the man corners the 15-year-old man back at Krypto's nest and reveals that he intends to take all the glory and all the credit for these discoveries, but in order to do so, he must be the only survivor. Don't worry though, Krypto shows up to help out.
That's not very friendly, is it?
Says the man who intends to beat a 15-year-old to death with a club. You know, as soon as he's done monologuing. Which he will never get the chance to do, as it turns out that Krypto's puke was scented, giving Luke the young dinosaur's protection as his parents, two full-grown-ass Ultrasaurus, show up and make short work of Charlie. Bitter. This does mean Luke manages to survive, and gives his ending speech to the camera as the lone survivor. Not sure whatever happened to Amara, but that's not important. The point is, at some point during the final confrontation, the satellite phone got fucked up. Again, and he's going to have to dismantle the cameras to fix it. So this is the last entry. He's got all the hard drives and flash memory wrapped up in a waterproof bubble paper, and hopes that someone will find it so that their story may be known. A quick question, how the hell did the footage of the backpack being thrown make it into the backpack? I know you got the wireless cameras recording shit, but that was just hard drives and stuff. If the tablet was in there recording that at the same time it was being thrown, then wouldn't it have been better to keep the tablet and just put the SD card in there and, you know, have that for spare parts to fix your wireless phone with the wireless tablet? Just my opinion on this. And that bookends the movie, with it ending the same way it started, the discovery of the backpack.
Yeah, that's it.
Hello? Hello?
And then his father somehow survived, jumping out of frame near a cliff. He probably landed on a pterosaur that he quickly befriended with the power of a Reese cup or some shit. But anyway, that was the Dinosaur Project, and it's not too bad. Which makes me really wonder why the hell is a found footage film? When it comes to found footage films, there are things you come to expect. Limited camera angles, low quality visuals, and shaky cam out the ass. Did this have that? To an extent, but not really. The most it had going was a shaky cam, with a lot of first-person camera work, but the angles kept jumping all over the place in ways that worked pretty well for cinematography, but were very damn confusing if you're looking at this as a found footage film. There were more than enough times where I was left wondering just where the hell all of these camera angles were coming from. They do try to explain it with giving cameras to everyone, and the wireless cameras, but when the angle changes, we don't see everyone else with cameras pointing all around, so it really doesn't work. Finally, the quality of the visuals in this movie is actually pretty damn good. Not only is this not one of the movies I'm reviewing where I'm thinking about how I have a better camera than they did, but the CGI is done very well. I mean, you can still tell it is obviously CGI, but the animation is admirable and the quality is up there. Beats the ever-loving fuck out of anything you see coming from the asylum, and indeed most found footage films. Generally, found footage is the realm of ultra-low-budget movies that can't afford decent cameras or effects, so they try to make it quote-unquote real, which is why I tend to react badly to the genre as a whole. But that also leaves me a bit confused here. I mean, it's a decent movie, and a found footage film. Thing is, how much did being a found footage film really help? I guess it stands out amongst the genre, but it really doesn't improve itself for that. At the very least, I can say it's good enough it didn't have to be found footage, even if the movie at its heart is pretty middle of the road. Coming in at 3, absolutely nothing, so why do you ask? Out of 5. Considering how weirdly it does found footage, I'm not entirely sure fans of found footage would really like it. And I don't know, I'm not a fan of found footage. Thank you all for watching, I've been Decker Shado, and remember, bats aren't dinosaurs. I can't believe I have to point this out.
Well, if the helicopter had crashed, then we'd all be dead.
That's not the point!
Let's take a look at the Dinosaur Project and fuck. That's gonna be an interesting episode.